Hey, do you know what is history?
Of course, it's his story.
That's an interesting way at looking at history. It definitely is a story about our ancestors.
There are many things we learn about our history, especially from the civilizations. We learn about their inventions, how they live, their architecture, their religion, their culture, and the most important, how society evolved as we see it now.
So you mean to say that history seeks to understand past lives and societies by exploring every aspect of their lives?
Yes, exactly that, and much more. The civilizations which have influenced the world a lot till now are the Chinese, Greek, Roman, Egyptian, the Mesopotamian, and our very own Indus Valley civilization. They have all contributed much to our culture and the way we live in their own way.
That's very interesting. I have read about few of these contributions made by these civilizations. We can attribute timekeeping, irrigation, the very idea of a city, calendar, and writing to the Sumerians, geometry, alphabet, centralized government, and society to the Egyptians.
Don't forget, all roads lead to Rome. Our modern representative form of government and legal system was first practiced in Rome. Coming to the Greeks, we have the famous Pythagoras theorem, the Archimedes principle, the Greek tragedy, and the philosophers like Socrates, Aristotle, Plato have all shaped the way we think today.
Hey, what if people from early Rome, Egypt, and Greek meet? What will they be talking about? What will they share? Won't it be interesting to know? Let's take a sneak peek into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present a day in the life of ancient civilization.
Egyptian siblings are with their dad. They've lost their mother and they are sad.
They're here to sell the grains he's raised and look for things to fill their days. The Roman girl is here to wed a slave, a captive, it is said. Will help to buy a wedding gown and accompany her throughout the town.
The Greek is a student of building art. His tutor is here to play his part.
Together they will observe and see how different architecture can be.
On market day they chance to meet. The forum's bounty fills the street.
Let's listen to the things they say on this quite busy market day.
On this quite busy market day. On this quite busy market day. On this quite busy.
Look, Ria, we can get a drink of water at this well. Aren't you thirsty?
Oh, Kaha, look at all there is to see. I want to see everything here.
Let's stop here for a minute, Publius, at this well. It's such a hot day, and we're not far from my dressmakers. My wedding dress should be ready by today, and we can take a few minutes to look around.
It certainly is a busy day.
Stavra, where are you? You kept me busy looking at so many buildings. I'm getting tired, hot, and thirsty. Let's get a drink here.
Dimitri, we can take a short break now, but then we have to start studying again. I promised your father we would not neglect your studies while we were here at Rome. Whoa! Oops. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump into you.
Well, it's really busy here. It's hard not to bump into other people.
On this quite busy market day. On this quite busy market day.
Are you from Rome?
No, we're from Athens. We come to Rome to study the architecture. My name is Dimitri, and that's Stavra, my tutor.
Hello, I am Livia, the daughter of Senator Antonius. I live here in Rome, and I was admiring your jewelry. It's very well beautiful.
Thank you. This This was a gift from my mother before she died last month. My father brought my brother, Kaha, and me to roam on his boat. He didn't want to leave us home alone.
I'm sorry about your mother. My mother died when I was born.
Was your mother mummified?
What do you mean?
In Egypt, when someone dies, we prepare the body for the afterlife. This process is called mummification. First, the brain is removed through the nose and the skull is washed out. Then, a cut is made on the left side of the body, and all the organs are removed and placed in canopic jars. The body is then dried out with special salts and wrapped carefully in linen strips. This entire process takes about 70 days to complete.
What are canopic jars? And what are the organs that are put in them?
Canopic jars are stone containers with heads of different gods on them. The lungs are placed in the jar with the baboon head on it. The stomach goes in the one with the jackal. The intestines are placed in the one with the hawk, and the liver is placed in the jar with the Horus sun's head on it. All these canopic jars are placed in the tomb with the mummified body.
I think that I've heard that Horus is the symbol and the protector of the pharaohs. I guess he might be very powerful.
Here, in Rome, Jupiter is the god who protects us. I've been to his temple once with my father before.
It looks like we all have gods that protect us, even though they have different names. In the city of Athens, where I come from, we are protected by Athena, the goddess of wisdom. Her temple is called the Parthenon.
Minerva is our goddess of wisdom.
Where did you learn all these things from?
My brother goes to school, but I am tutored at home.
I am tutored at home too. Leah doesn't go to school, neither does she have a tutor. She learns by working with a woman in our family.
That's all right with me. I learn by asking questions. For instance, what do you have around your neck, Livia?
This is my bulla. Do you like it? My parents gave it to me. They say it keeps the evil spirits away, and all children have one.
In Egypt, we have something to protect us as well. It is a beetle made out of stone or pottery and is called a scarab. But you have to be very careful of live scarabs. Many of them can be poisonous.
I got bitten by something last week, and I had to go to the chemist. He mixed an ointment and put it on my hair so that I didn't get sick.
When we get sick, we go to our doctor. We're lucky to have a medical school in Greece for over 200 years. It was founded by a man called Hippocrates.
Greeks also keep their bodies healthy by training for the Olympic Games. Have you heard of them? Our best athletes compete against each other in different games, like wrestling, spear throwing, and racing. Our winners get a special pottery vase filled with olive oil. Olive oil is so precious we call it liquid gold. Winners also get the favor of the gods.
We have games here in Rome too. For instance, my brother likes to go to the chariot races at Circus Maximus. You should see it. It's a huge round stadium that can hold over 250,000 people. 1/4 of all the people living in Rome. But the chariot races can be very dangerous because when the chariots bump into each other, there are many accidents. Sometimes horses and even people get killed.
Who are those men marching over there?
Those are Roman soldiers. Aren't they great? They're part of the very well-organized Roman army. Some of them are as young as 16 years old. The largest unit is called a legion and has over 4,000 soldiers. They travel all over the empire and build camps to protect the borders. Some of the camps are so big, they look more like towns.
How do they travel so far?
They build roads as they go along, crossing rivers, mountains, and even deserts.
My uncle was in the Etruscan army. He fought against the Romans, but the Etruscans lost and became the slaves to the Romans. Some of the best soldiers captured by the Romans are gladiators.
Who are gladiators?
Gladiators are slaves or prisoners that fight with each other or tigers in the Colosseum.
I know, I wouldn't like to be a gladiator.
Neither would I. Even if the gladiator survives the battle, it's up to the emperor to decide his fate. He puts a thumb up signal if he likes the show. But if he doesn't like it, he puts a thumb down signal. And that is not a good sign.
In Egypt, we fight hippopotamuses rather than people. Hippos trample our grain, so they're often hunted down and killed.
But some animals, such as cats and monkeys, can be kept as pets instead. Cats are sacred in Egypt, and they bring us good luck. We even have a cat goddess. She's named Bast. I have a friend who has a pet monkey. The monkey climbs the date palm trees and throws the dates down to us. He's really fun to watch, and the dates taste really sweet.
Say, that reminds me. We're gonna have a wonderful feast at my wedding. Do you think you'd stay for it? I came to the farm today to pick up my wedding dress. I'm so excited. It's white and goes in an orange veil with a crown of leaves. After I'm married, I will wear a different veil called a stola, which is only worn by married women. The wedding ceremony will take place at our family shrine. Afterwards, the wedding guests will form a procession to accompany me to my new home, where I will be carried over the threshold. I am going to live with my husband's family.
Would you like living with your mother-in-law?
I don't know. I don't even know if I'll like living with my husband. My father has chosen for me, but I have to believe he knows best. Besides, I'll have slaves to do all the work in the house, and I'll be like the supervisor.
Is the feast after the procession?
Oh yes, that's the best part. We'll have singers, dancers, and even acrobats. Slaves will bring in lots of delicious food. They'll even wipe your fingers between different courses. You'll be a very pampered guest if you could come.
Let's ask Father if we can come. After all, it sounds like so much fun. And we're going to be here for a few weeks while he tries to sell his grain.
Dimitri and Stavra, how long are you going to stay in Rome?
We haven't seen all the architecture yet, so I guess we could stay for the wedding too.
Wonderful. You all have an invitation. You'll know my house. It'll have lots of garlands over the door. Come, Publius. Let's go to the dressmakers now. Bye, everyone.
Today our friends have traded lots of information on the